Hello everyone, I'm Sharpedo43 once again, bringing you all another Wi-Fi battle. This is going to be in the OU tier, and we're going to be facing hollowblade714. This is a guy I found on Twitch. He was looking for battles and I decided to give him one. I asked him what tier, he said OU, and we are going to be doing an OU battle. And I personally wanted to try the Sharpedo team once again. I know it has the annoying shit that is Toxapex, but I mean, what are you going to do? It's a team with Sharpedo, and it's kind of hard for me not to say yes to it, basically, because again, it's a team with Sharpedo. So yeah, we're gonna be facing this guy. His team is actually very unique compared to what you see in OU. I don't think I've ever seen Clefables in OU, but then again, I haven't been doing that much OU, so I kind of wouldn't know. But I don't think I've ever seen Jirachis or Clefables in OU, so I mean, anything can happen in all honesty. But anyways, I'm going to lead off with Landorus-T. He's going to lead off with Zygarde. I was kind of anticipating this lead, so that's kind of why I led with Landorus-T, because I do have Hidden Power Ice for this Zygarde. Crazily enough, he does have Glare on the Zygarde, so of course it's going to be giving my Landorus issues in the sense that now he can't outspeed anything and can possibly get outsped with something else. But here I go for the Hidden Power Ice because I don't get paralyzed, thankfully. And then here I think here I tried going for Stealth Rocks and just on the anticipated switch, so I just went for Stealth Rocks. Because since he saw Hidden Power Ice and it did over half, I figured he'll probably want to switch out, not thinking that I'd probably go for another one just to finish it off, but that wasn't the case. He went into Clefable here, and now I'm just gonna go straight into Tapu Lele right here. I was afraid of a Moonblast, Moonblast or Ice Beam from this Clefable, so I just decided to send in Tapu Lele. I go for Psychic, and boy, does this just one-shot this Clefable. Felt good, man, because Clefables are one of those mons that are just so annoying because they just never freaking die, which is so freaking annoying. But yeah, here he's gonna send in Greninja because this Tapu Lele was Choice Specs, and seeing how it KO'd the Clefable gave him the idea that probably was Choice Specs as well. So I decided to switch it out. Here goes in the Greninja, and he actually ends up going for a Gunk Shot here, so I was like, And the interesting thing is that he didn't seem to even change typing here, so this means that this is probably a Battle Bond Greninja with Gunk Shot. So see what it tells you? This Greninja is starting to become a whole nother thing here. But here I go into Toxapex. He went for Dark Pulse here after going for Gunk Shot, so it's a mixed Greninja. And here he's just going for Dark Pulses. Now what happens in this part of the battle is that I just start to spam Skull, and the reason why is because since I got my rocks up, and since Charizard, like Mega Charizard Y or X, kinda can't be touched by Toxapex, I kinda was thinking if he predicts me to recover right here, he'll probably hard switch into one of those, into Charizard. It'll take rocks damage, and then it'll give him either a free Roost for the rocks or a free Dragon Dance, and I did not want to give him that opportunity, so that's why I kept going for Scald right here. Now here is kind of where I was starting to think, you know what, maybe he's just not going to switch out. So what I did here was instead of going for Recover, because I was going to get outsped by this Greninja and probably get taken out with the Dark Pulse, I decided to switch out, take advantage of the Regenerator ability here, and go straight into Ferrothorn. It doesn't seem like this Greninja has the Hidden Power Fire, given that this is not a Protean variant, so I'm still under the suspicion that this thing is under that this thing is a Battle Bond Greninja that just hasn't transformed yet because he hasn't been able to KO anything on my team yet. But here he's gonna hard switch into Kartana, and I actually went for the Leech Seed expecting the Charizard just because Charizard's a fire type and can destroy Ferrothorn. But he actually went into Kartana, which is just as scary because it can have Sacred Sword and can, while he may not one-shot my Kartana Ferrothorn, it can still do a lot of damage, so, and I did not want that. So here what I do is go straight into Landorus for an Intimidate, and he's actually going to surprise me with Defog. I completely forgot that these things get Defog by default, like that's their moves, that's part of their moves, so they get that shit by level up or something. So I forgot that I got Defog, so now as a result my rocks are no longer up. And here he gets a crit with Leaf Blade. I just go for U-turn. I did not want to hard switch into anything. In fact, since this thing got paralyzed, I figured this thing would be the most disposable thing to take damage, in all honesty. So here I get a free pivot into Kartana and decide to go straight for the Sacred Sword. Just because I was afraid of this Kartana staying in, So, but now unfortunately he does predict my Sacred Sword and actually go straight into Charizard, which was what I was afraid of. And since he got rid of the rocks with Kartana via Defog, now this Charizard doesn't take any damage and doesn't have to worry about going for a Roost, which is annoying. So here I hard switch into Toxapex. Now here what I wanted to do was just get the haze off if I actually needed to. But when he went for Dragon Dance, I was thinking, you know what? I got an idea. Why don't I intimidate this thing first, and then switch back into Toxapex and get more Regenerator back. So here I go into Landorus, get the Intimidate off, which is really good for me. And then here he tries to go in for Thunder Punch, which is actually really good, because now here I actually don't switch out. This is actually what I wanted to do, but decided not to ultimately, just because of the fact that he could just keep going for more Dragon Dances or even Roost. So I definitely was I was gonna go for Earthquake, was what I was trying to say. So here, because he went for Flare Blitz, I was under the impression that maybe he wants to just go for a another Flare Blitz if I go into Ferrothorn, because what I wanted to do with Ferrothorn here was get the Leech Seed off on the off chance he doesn't do anything to attack my Ferrothorn, and then after this force him to go for Flare Blitz, because Flare Blitz not only will damage him from recoil but also from Iron Barbs, which means it will take a lot of damage, and given the amount of HP that it has right now, tells me that it's probably just gonna die to the recoil. As you can see, it takes Iron Barbs damage, and then here my Ferrothorn is gonna go down, which is unfortunate, but it's gonna cost the Zard X as well. So I think this was a worthy trade-off, because Charizard X's, once they get Dragon Dances up, it's kind of typically the whole game for most people. So I'm actually glad I got rid of that thing. So here I'm gonna go into Kartana, go for knockoff. He went into Jirachi. I think this was a double down, so I just went into Kartana, figuring this was the best thing I could send in against anything on his team. So here he goes into Jirachi. He went for Iron Head, I went for knockoff. Doesn't KO. As you can see, it was a Choice Scarf for Jirachi. Here I just go for knockoff again. He does switch out just to Sacred Ninja. Maybe he was hoping that he'd be able to take the knockoff off, but unfortunately he doesn't, because he did have an item still, which was an Expert Belt. And I do get my attack up, which is really good. He's going to go into his own Kartana now, because he was able to switch up his move earlier. I mean, I was thinking of staying in, but at the same time I was thinking it might not, knockoff might not KO, and on top of that, this Kartana specifically might be a Z move, which means knockoff will do even less and just retaliate with a smart Sacred Sword, or so I thought, because he actually ended up going for Smart Strike on my Toxapex switch in. So here he tries to go for Leaf Blade, and here I try to get the Burn with Scald, and unfortunately I do not get it. So what I try to do here now is just let this Toxapex go down, basically, because there's nothing, I have no switch-ins. What I need to do right now is just go for knockoffs. Kartana, I just need to keep sitting in Kartana just to go for Sacred Sword. Here he's going to switch out this Kartana once again and go straight into Zygarde. This was actually probably his best play, because this Zygarde, I'm going to go for Sacred Sword, because I felt like that was all I needed to do. But this Zygarde seems to be defensive enough to be able to take another one from Kartana here. So as a result, I didn't want to stay and risk the possibility of this thing surviving another Sacred Sword, because as you guys saw earlier on this Zygarde, it actually carries Glare, which, I mean, is not a move that I actually expect on Zygarde nowadays, just because a lot of them nowadays run Choice Band just for the 1,000 arrows and whatnot. But this Zygarde did have Glare, and he glared my Tapu Lele. Now my Tapu Lele is slow and paralyzed. And here he actually tried taking advantage of this paralysis to actually set up on me, but thankfully I did not get paralyzed, and I actually was able to finish off the Zygarde with a Psychic. And now here he's gonna go into Jirachi. I didn't want to let Tapu Lele go down, so as a result I just decided to send in Kartana, anticipating an Iron Head. This was the only move he could have gone for against my Tapu Lele, because if he went for like Fire Punch on Tapu Lele, I would have had a chance to KO it anyway. So he definitely had to go for Iron Head there. So here I'm just gonna go for Sacred Sword, which was basically the intended plan this whole match, because I kind of had an idea that his team was weak to Kartana anyways. So here he's gonna bring out his own Kartana. I know it's not a Scarf variant, so I don't have to risk any speed ties here. So I just go for another Sacred Sword and take out the Kartana, and that's gonna be the whole game. Good game to hollowblade714. This was actually a much better battle, in my opinion, than the one I had prior to this one. So I definitely decided to showcase it. And as you can see, this battle, I think it was a pretty decent battle. In fact, there was a lot of scary mons on his team. I mean, Scar Jirachi is always something to be afraid of, especially because if it gets all the iron flinches in the world, iron head flinches in the world, it would be really, really annoying. And Zardex, one Dragon Dance is the whole game. And then Zygarde, same thing. Bulky, set up Dragon Dance or Coil, the whole game. Clefable, never dies. Just scrambles your brains for life. That's the whole game. Greninja gets the Battle Bond. That's the whole game. Thankfully, the cool thing about this battle was that I was able to prevent all of the things I was afraid of in this battle. So, yeah. But anyways, thank you all for watching this battle. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys in the next battle. But for now, just take it easy.